Hello everybody and welcome to What's Up. And before I get into the questions, I just want to say a few things. First thing is, a lot of people said that they wanted to see me do a dual commentary with Chris Smooth for my 5,000 subscribers special. So I'm asking you guys, is there anything that you would particularly like us to talk about? Is there any questions that you would like to ask us that pertain to both me and him? Like, how did we start YouTube? Why did we start YouTube? Etc, etc. So let me know in the comments what you would like us to talk about, and I'll hook you guys up with a dual commentary. The next thing is about the gameplay. I was actually contemplating not using this gameplay at all because it was taken on my first day of playing, and obviously I've had much better games since then, but I think this is the only gameplay that I save of me using an assault rifle. So I thought I would go ahead and upload it because it's probably the only assault rifle you're ever going to see from me. Yeah, so let's go ahead and get into the questions. So I like this girl. Yes, it's one of those messages, and I did try to make it happen over a year ago, but she rejected me. Well, we ended up working in the same place, and she is actually the first person that I came out to. I'm bisexual. Now she is constantly making gay remarks at me and shares all her girly girl things with me like I will be her gay best friend. And I constantly have to remind her that I also like women and I'm not the super enthusiastic gay dude. The problem is that I still like her a lot, even though I got rejected already. Also, she has mentioned a couple of times that we have a good friendship going on, and she wonders why other guys mess these kinds of things up, trying to make it more than that. I see her every day, and I like her more than just a friend. Now, I got a getaway from jail card coming up in January. I'm starting my military service, and I won't be going back to that job for at least 6 months. Should I just let it be like this for the next 2 months, or should I do something about it? Well, first of all, I think a lot of the time when people hear that someone is bisexual, they automatically write them off as being gay because they just don't understand how you can like both. A lot of the time, they will think, well, if you're with me, obviously I'm a woman, I'm not a man, I'm not both. So is it possible that you would always want to have that man in your life and you won't be just happy with a woman? A lot of people think like that. I've heard it many, many, many times. So it's very possible that when you came out to her, she was just like, oh, he's gay. And she didn't really think of you being bisexual. Because it's something that people who are not bisexual don't really understand. Second of all, I want to say that I know that she rejected you already. But I always think and always have been an advocate for being honest with your emotions and honest with your feelings. So what you could do is if you do want to say something to her, which I would recommend because otherwise you will end up probably regretting it, tell it to her in a way that makes it seem like you're doing it for her. Now, this isn't necessarily lying. It's just putting it in a way that makes her feel like she doesn't have to feel awkward if she doesn't feel the same way. So something that you could say would be something like, I like you more than a friend. I feel like I should tell you because obviously if I'm feeling something about you and it pertains to you, it's only right that you know. But if you don't want to take it further and you don't feel the same, that's totally fine. But I just wanted to be honest with my feelings to you because you mean a lot to me and you've been there for me through a lot. That way, if she doesn't feel the same, she should be able to tell you without feeling too uncomfortable about it. And like you said, in 2 months, you're going to be away from her anyway. So if it does go wrong and then it goes terribly downhill, which I don't see it happening anyway, it might be a little bit awkward, but I don't see it being any worse than that. So if it does go terribly wrong, you will be away from her anyway, and it won't be a big deal. But I think you should definitely go for it, because the last thing that you want to do is to go away and think, oh my God, I could have been with this girl that I really, really liked this whole time, and I would never know if that would have happened. So you definitely need to go for it. Don't live with regret. I recently lost a dog that was with me since I was a little child. I honestly did not cry when we had to put her down. It was less painful that way. Does that make me a bad person for not expressing my feelings to her in those last few moments? Because I regret it all the time. Just wanted your input and was curious if you've ever been in the same situation. I have lost many, many pets. I've had pets in my life, at least 3 pets in my home at any given time since I was a very young child. And I'm 23 now, so I've lost quite a few. And I've never actually cried when they were about to be put down or being put down, or in the case of the 2 birds that I had, they actually died in my arms, like were dying for 1, 2, 3 hours, and I sat there holding them while they were dying. And I didn't cry while that was happening. Now for me, the reason that I didn't cry was because I know that if I start crying, I'm not going to stop, first of all, because that's just how I'm built. And also, I wanted to try and be as positive and as uplifting in my energy as I could, because animals can pick up on stress and negativity, and I didn't want to make the experience for them any worse than it already is. But everybody deals with their emotions in a different way. I know where you're coming from. When you go through something really upsetting, a lot of people don't cry. They keep it in while they're going through it, and then they will feel all of those emotions later. Just because while you're going through it, if you feel it at that time, it's just going to be too hard. It's going to hurt too much. So I perfectly understand where you're coming from. And it does not make you a bad person for being the way you are. There's absolutely nothing wrong with that. From your message, I can tell that you love this animal. I could tell that you care about her. So of course you're not a bad person whatsoever. Now about the regret thing, feeling regret is a natural feeling that you feel when someone or something dies. For me, when my dog died, I felt like I could have said goodbye for longer, I could have hugged him for longer, and I felt like that forever. With my bird, I felt like I could have been around longer while he was alive because he loved me and he would have really liked that. So it's natural to feel regretful about something. We're going to find something to regret about that person or animal or whatever. So it's very natural to feel regret. And I know that there's nothing that I can say that will make you stop feeling regretful about what happened, but you obviously showed that you loved this dog while the dog was alive. And the dog knows, I'm sure the dog knew the whole entire time that you loved and cared for her. So try not to be regretful. It will pass in time. It shouldn't take too long. It's just a natural emotion. Everything that you're feeling is completely natural. And I'm very, very, very sorry to hear about your loss, and I hope you feel better soon. Okay, so this girl I've known for about a year told me she's in love with me. I'm 18, going on 19, and she's almost 16. She's obsessed with me, and I don't know what to do. She's told all her friends that we're together, and her dad is pissed. No matter what I do or say, it gets worse. I never did like her like that, and I could really use some advice, and I'd appreciate it if it stayed anonymous. Of course it would stay anonymous. Oh man, this is a tough one because she sounds kind of crazy. And I know she's young, but she sounds extremely emotionally immature. I was more emotionally mature than that at my age, but the very fact that she thinks that she's in love with you shows that she has absolutely no concept whatsoever what love is or what it even means. So she's extremely emotionally immature. So you have to be very careful with how you deal with people like that. Like, you can't just go and yell at her, because she may react in a crazy way and do something really stupid. So you don't want to do that. There's really not that much that you can do, because obviously you've said that you've talked to her already about this situation. The best thing that I will say that you could do, I haven't been in this situation, so it's kind of hard for me to say, but what I would do in your situation would be just to talk to her in a calm manner and say, I've never been interested in you, I'm not interested in you, and you telling everyone that we're together is seriously impacting on my life. It's making me unhappy. It's upsetting me. That way, if you put it like that, and she really does like you and care about you, it may click in her head that she should stop doing that. And I don't know where you live. If you live in the US, tell her it's illegal. Tell her that she's going to get you arrested if she doesn't stop. If you're in the UK or somewhere else, it's not what you can do in terms of the police and stuff like that. But just let her know that you're not interested in, that it's impacting on your life and you don't like it. Apart from that, when anytime that someone comes up to you and says, oh, I heard blah blah is your girlfriend, just put them right and try and distance yourself from her as much as you humanly, physically possibly can. So I wish you the best of luck. She sounds crazy. Okay, guys, that's it for the video. If you have a question that you think I could help you with, please send it to me in a YouTube inbox message. If you don't know how to do that, just ask me. I'll respond. Okay, guys, bye.
You will be rewarded for your loyalty.